I'm passionate about teaching because growing up, I am an only child, and with that being said, my parents always wanted me to be super involved, wanted me to be surrounded by kids, wanted me to have lots of friends. So I was involved in a lot of activities, and all the activities that I was a part of when I was younger, when I grew older, I became a leader in. So I was a vacation Bible school leader. I was a wildlife leader, which is a middle school non-denominational group. I was a Cubbies preschool Bible school leader. I was a past volunteer, so I went to elementary schools and listened to students read. And I was also a leader in my dance groups and in my show choir. My mom, my aunt, and my teacher and my cousin are all teachers, and they have instilled in me since the day I was born the importance of role models and the importance of teachers and the impact that they can make on children. And now being in clinicals and in the elementary schools, I feel that students come in now losing the love for learning and not wanting to come to school and not having a passion for learning. And I want to be a teacher like the teachers that I had, that have the fun lessons, the things that the kids remember. And I want these kids to want to come to school, so that's why I'm passionate about wanting to be a teacher. For my Clinical 2 placement, I was placed in a first grade class, and my students had gone to lunch and gone to recess, and they were returning back to the classroom, and I noticed that my teacher was nowhere to be found. So the other first grade teacher came in and told me that my teacher was in the office taking care of a student situation and that she'd be back down as soon as she could. And the other teacher asked me if she needed me to combine our classes or if she needed my help. And at that moment, I knew that I might need help, but I knew that that would throw off my kids' focus for the rest of the afternoon, and it would disrupt our class, and it would also disrupt her class, and that it probably wasn't the best idea. So with being prepared and my classes at Wesleyan preparing me, I told her that I would be perfectly fine and that I could handle the rest of the afternoon until my teacher could return to the classroom. So I took my students and I had them get on their spots on the carpet like we do every afternoon, and I pulled out the whiteboard and we started our number talks lesson, because in my math class that I took at Wesleyan, I had to give number talks lessons and had been taught how to teach them. So I was ready and prepared and knew how to teach them to my students. So we went on our math afternoon and went on, and I got them in their groups and they continued on their work. And I think I went a good hour and a half before my teacher even returned. And I think that shows a strength, because though I could have backed down and said, yeah, I think I need some help, and combined the two first grade classes, I stepped up and I took charge and I went ahead and taught the lesson anyway. And I think it also shows that I had gained my students' respect, because they stayed engaged the whole lesson. They didn't act out because I wasn't their real teacher, and we stayed focused and we stayed on task for the rest of the afternoon until my teacher could return. I am a firm believer that learning does not end when you graduate, and it doesn't end when you have earned the highest degree that you could possibly earn. You could have a doctorate, but there's still so much more out there that you can learn, and I think that's especially important regarding education, because pretty much every day there's new technology and new lessons out there to make learning and education more engaging and more fun for students. And I feel that I could be an asset to the school environment, because I love learning new things, and I love Pinteresting and Googling these cool lessons to make lessons more exciting for students and making them want to learn and want to come to school. I have so many memories of elementary school where, oh yeah, I remember going on a leprechaun hunt, or I remember creating this in this class, and I want to be able to create those lessons that kids will cherish and remember all the way when they're in college wanting to be a teacher too. So I think that is a big positive that I can offer, is because that I don't want to settle for the bare minimum. I want to create lessons that will be engaging and things that students will remember. I am also have been blessed with working in different environments and with different groups and volunteering. So these experiences have helped me learn teamwork because I've worked with other leaders. So this has taught me that when I'm in a school environment one day, that I need to know that I can reach out to my colleagues or to my administrators if I need it, and know that just because my lesson didn't work and wasn't extremely effective, that my other colleagues and other teachers might have lessons that are more effective, and I'm not afraid to admit that I was wrong and that I would like some advice from other teachers. And also the groups that I was a part of, I had to work with parents, and I think that taught me a lot about professionalism and how to speak to parents because it is their children and that's their pride and joy. So it's definitely taught me how to be professional and how to communicate well, and I think that these skills that I've developed will help me be an asset to the school environment.